What is up, guys? It's Jake again. Today, I'm going to do my top 5 found footage horror films. Been watching videos here and there and seen where Christian Horror was on the Firefly Family Podcast, and they were talking about found footage horror. That kind of got me thinking about some found footage, and I went back and I watched quite a bit of found footage stuff to kind of compile my list here. And yeah, I wanted to do 10, but I didn't feel like watching that many found footage movies because, most of these I've already seen. I just wanted to rewatch them. And I watched a few ones I hadn't seen, but they were not worthy of this list, so they didn't quite make it. But yeah, let's start out with number 5, the 2007's Paranormal Activity. I was a freshman or sophomore in high school when this came out, and I remember everything, about this leading up to its release. I think it had a really smart marketing campaign, and the trailer would show all these people coming out of test screenings talking about how it was like the scariest movie ever made and all this. And I just remember being really intrigued in high school by it. And so I went and seen it in theaters, and I enjoyed it at the time. It basically, you start out this couple, and the girlfriend kind of has these strange paranormal stuff happen to her since she was 8 years old, and her house had burnt down, and stuff's kind of been following her as through the years. And her boyfriend buys this camera to start documenting all this stuff happening to her, and he really, well, think in the beginning he believes her that much, and then kind of, as time goes on, things start happening, and they start progressing until the end of the film, which I won't give any spoilers. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, but if you haven't, check it out. It's a good movie. It's not necessarily really that scary. There is a few parts that are kind of creepy, but it's not too scary, but I enjoy it quite a bit. Number 4, Hell House LLC. This came out in 2015, and I've seen this. I think I watched this last Halloween season for the first time on Amazon Prime, and it's really good. Really good. It's kind of like a mockumentary kind of found footage, I guess. Kind of. Starts out like they're doing this documentary about what happened at this haunted attraction, the Abaddon Hotel. And then it leads into all the footage that was recovered from there. Basically, you had this haunted attraction that opened up in this presumed to be haunted hotel where some things had happened in the past. And, leading up to opening night, a bunch of stuff happens. Mysterious stuff happens, and nobody knows what happened. So that's why they're doing this documentary, and they find out the footage, and you find out, you know, all the stuff that happened. Terrible. Yeah. Anyways, it's really good. I mean, you got Halloween. I mean, you got the element with Halloween because it's set around that time, plus with the haunted attraction, which, as much as I love horror, I hate haunted houses. Yeah, hate them since I was a kid. Won't catch me in one, and so this kind of makes it more terrifying for me in that sense. And there's really these creepy parts. You got these demonic clowns, and I hate clowns too. And I just think it's a wonderful found footage film. Going to number 3, it's going to be 2012's VHS. It's an anthology, of course, and I love this movie. I think it's great, and you know, there's 5 stories in it in total, and then you got your wraparound story. It kind of starts out with these group of guys, and they're just doing a lot of terrible stuff. Breaking into houses, tearing up things, in this parking garage, and there's this couple walking, and they like rip her shirt off and are recording it. A lot of terrible stuff. And then I guess he's the lead guy, kind of finds out they got this job to break into this house to get a VHS tape. And so they're breaking into this house, you know, where it's supposed to be this old guy lives, and he's by himself, searching around, and they finally come upon the room, and the old guy, he's dead in his chair in the room, and in front of him there's all kinds of TV screens and VHS tapes, and somehow or another one of them gets left in there by itself and pops in one of the VHS tapes, and that's where you get your first story. And I mean, really, from the story wise, you have a mix of everything. You got a vampire story, kind of a slasher, paranormal, aliens, and described as kind of a real world kind of horror story. It's my favorite one. It's directed by Ty West. Kind of about this couple on their honeymoon, and I don't really want to say much more because I'd have to spoil it. But it is probably my favorite segment out of the VHS, and yeah, VHS is wonderful. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I'm pretty sure you can get it streaming just about anywhere for free. Number 2, 1999's The Blair Witch Project. For me, this mirrors Paranormal Activity quite a bit. You know, I was 8 or 9 when this came out, and I remember everything from the trailers to the marketing leading up to it. This is another one I did see in the theaters. You know, this is one of the ones that, I mean, to me feels the most like realistic. Because when this came out, I think for the longest time, people thought, you know, this was real. And I think that's one of the things that make this movie so great is it feels so real and genuine, and you know, you really, you know, don't know. And But you have these 3 kids that are going to the Black Hills in Burkittsville, Maryland, to kind of track down this some local lore of the Blair Witch. And it's rumored all these things have happened kind of in the Black Hills with the Blair Witch. From kids going missing. I even think there's one in like the 40s where this serial killer had abducted all these children and took them in there and murdered them. And they're going out, setting out to go see for themselves, I guess, document on the Blair Witch. And of course, I think everybody's seen this movie. I'm not going to give away too much, but they finally get out there, and then stuff starts happening to them, and then you have great. I love the ending. There's nothing but good things to say about the Blair Witch Project. For the longest time, it would have been number 1 in my list, but we'll talk about why it has fallen to 2. But without further ado, number 1 is 2014's Creep. This is one I highly suggest. Out of all these, if you haven't seen it, you watch it now. Don't watch a trailer. Don't do nothing. Go in blind and watch it. This movie is genuinely, it's unsettling. It'll make you uncomfortable. Mark Duplass, he's the lead, one of the leads. There's only 2 guys in it. He's amazing in his role, and it's just creepy. And this is one I can't really go into about what it's about too much without giving anything away. Kind of just gotta see for yourself. But basically, this guy's hired to kind of film for your film for this guy for the day, and that's where I'm going to leave it on that. Got Mark Duplass, he's the lead, and he does an amazing job. And then Patrick Bryce, he directed it, and he's the guy, Aaron, the guy who is recording, but they both co-wrote it, and Jason Blumhouse, they produced it. And like I said, it's definitely one, if out of all these, if you haven't seen, you should definitely watch first. It is highly recommended. It is my favorite found footage horror film, and it's going to take something major to change that. Now, there is a sequel to Creep, and I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember it not being as good as the first one. And and Creep 3 is apparently, it's in development, but with all the COVID stuff going on, who knows what's going to happen with all these movies that are supposed to be getting made. But that's going to do it for my top 5 found footage horror films. Majority of these people have already seen, but I suggest if some of these you haven't seen, I recommend highly that you check them out. So let me know if there's what your guys' favorite found footage horror films are, and if there's anything that I had overlooked or missed. Just let me know. I always like to hear other people's opinions. But thanks for watching, guys, and till next time.